Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another installment of the Praxi Plays Profile Pic Challenge, also known as P4C, where I make you a beat inspired by your profile pic. Like and subscribe. Today I'm just going to get right into the nitty gritty, and I just want to make some hard beats. I got some great looking profile pics today, so let's get started. First, beat. This first pic is coming from a follower on my Instagram, and it's a nice photo of Travis Scott. I really like this photo. I love the cool blue colors, and I love the energy his hair is bringing in the photo. And this also gives me an excuse to make a Travis Scott type beat, so that's a plus. I want to make something kind of sophisticated but high energy, so let's do it. For my track, I'm just going to start off with these nice chords just to set the tone. These chords sound great, and they were made with Unison Audio's MIDI Wizard 2.0. MIDI Wizard 2.0 is a MIDI generator that creates catchy chords and melodies. All you have to do is put in the preferred genre and the key you're working in, and let the wizard do his thing. MIDI Wizard can generate chords, melodies, or even a mixture of the two, and you can change the notes in the MIDI to how you see fit. The melodies are also being played with built-in instrument presets that are fully customizable with their own onboard effects, or you could drop in your own samples and play those instead. Possibilities are endless. And once you're done, you could take the audio itself and drop it into your song, or drag the MIDIs onto other instruments in your session. This plugin is very helpful when you're trying to get some creative juices flowing, and it can throw some interesting ideas into your song. And if you need a melody, just leave it to the wizard to work his magic. If you want to try it out, I'll have a link for it in the description. I took the audio from MIDI Wizard and I pitched it down 300 cents. I also added an EQ, vintage chorus, and stereo shaper to it. Next, I used another preset from MIDI Wizard and played the same chords. This has more of an airy quality to it to fill out the beat more. I added an EQ, Flux MIDI for some rhythm, and Lux Verb to make it spacey. Next, I took the chords and made an arpeggio with a staccato viola preset in Flex. It just added a nice bit of movement to the beat. Next came this cool bass line that I made in GMS. I just love how this bass sounds, and it makes for an epic spacey build-up. Next, I'm bringing in the drums, and I'm going for some fast, snappy drum patterns. I also layered them with some additional open hi-hats for later. The 808 also came out pretty cool. It's pretty simple, follows the root notes, and it has some pitch gliding. Lastly, let's use some transition sounds and the snare roll. And here's the beat. Next, beat. This next pic is coming from a YouTube commenter, and if you know me, you know I love my sky photos. I love how colorful and vibrant this photo is, but I still find it pretty relaxing. I kind of want to make a mixture of something upbeat and fresh with some ambient qualities to it. Kind of like a cool Jersey Club beat. Don't get me wrong, it's still going to be a hard beat, but in a soft kind of way. Starting off with these cool chords, and I'm using a preset from Lounge Lizard. Then I use MIDI Wizard to make this nice top melody. Lastly, I ran the chords into Unison's other generator, Bass Dragon, to create this nice bass line for the song. I took these 3 patterns and ran them through Edison, and I'm going to use this like a sample for my beat. I added a few EQs to bring in highs and lows of the sample. I also added a stereo shaper and a reverb. I also made an automation for kickstart to add some bounce for later. For the drums, I went with some pretty standard Jersey Club drums, punchy kick, crispy clap, and some steady hi-hats. Can't forget the snap. Next, I needed to add some more sounds to intensify the Jersey bounce, like this pitched bed squeak and this gun reload sound. Finally, let's put together some quick transition sounds. And here's the beat. Final beat. This pic is coming from a TikTok follower and it looks pretty sick. It's just a skull with devil horns on it. I like how simple this photo is, and I don't know, every time I see skulls and stuff like that, I start thinking of funk beats. So how about we make a simple yet sinister funk style track? I started off with the sample that I got from MIDI Wizard. I actually got this from a different beat I was working on, but I liked how it sounded so much that I wanted to use it as the main focal point for a different beat, like something funk. It started off sounding something like this, and then I added a bunch of effects to it to make it sound like this. I then consolidated that sound and added a few more effects to it, like a few EQs to get rid of some frequencies, a limiter for loudness control, and a reverb, lux verb, and stereo shaper to it. I also made a second version of the sample that's pitched up an octave, and I'm going to switch between the two throughout the song. I also added this gated effect with gross beat because I think it just sounds sick. The only other melody I added was this cool spooky bell melody. I also added a few effects to it just to clean it up and add some dimension. For the drums, I'm going for a pretty hard-hitting sound with this big kick, hard snare, and some more steady hi-hats. I'm also adding this simple open hi-hat pattern. And you can't forget the 808. It's big and beautiful. And lastly, I added this glitch effect on the master, and I'm gonna automate the last 4 bars for a cool gate and tape stop effect. Let's put some riser transitions and some filtered Memphis vocals. And here's the final beat.